Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome all members and guests to the July 3rd, 2024 Board of Health meeting, and remind everyone that our meetings are web streamed and televised, so please take a moment to ensure your phone is on silent. For those attending virtually, please mute yourself when not speaking. When called upon to speak, please turn your camera on and unmute yourself. For staff in attendance, remember to use the Microsoft Teams hand raise feature to be called upon and remove it after you finish speaking. With that, I'll call the July 3rd, 2024 Board of Health meeting to order. And note that all members of Board of Health are present. And I'm looking for a mover and a seconder to approve the agenda as presented. Moved by Board Member Michelli, seconded by Board Member Huffman. All in favor? Carried. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. For minutes to approve, we have item 3.1, which is the Board of Health meeting minutes from May 23rd, 2024. A mover and a seconder. Board Member Vanandrishi, seconded by Board Member Duthie. All in favor? That is carried. Staff reports and discussions. Item 4.1 is HNHU 2023, the annual report and attestation, HSS 24028. Sarah Page.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'd just like to introduce Jackie Wood to present this report.
Thank you, Sarah. Through the chair to board members, I will be presenting report HSS 24-028, HNHU 2023 annual report and attestation. The annual report and attestation is a funding and accountability reporting tool that boards of health are required to submit annually, which includes year-end financial and program-related summaries. This is a requirement of the Ontario Public Health Standards and the Public Health Funding and Accountability Agreement. The Ministry of Health requires Board of Health approval and board chair signature prior to submission. Health unit staff completed the narrative components of the template, reporting on key achievements related to program delivery, and the Board of Health attestation demonstrating financial compliance with the standards, Financial management and planning completed the financial worksheets, providing year-end actuals for each program, and one-time funding projects, which can be found summarized within the report. I would like to note that boards of health are no longer required to report on program outcomes as part of the annual report, as they are included in the Q4 standards activity reporting. And lastly, when compared to the approved budget, the year-end actuals have significantly reduced variances compared to other pandemic years. And this is anticipated to improve as the health unit continues to recover. Thank you for your time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Are there questions from the board through to staff? Seeing none. Okay. We have staff recommendation before us that we are receiving as information, endorsing the chair of the Board of Health to sign the 2023 report, and further that the signed report be submitted to the Ministry of Health. Moved by Board Member Vanandrishi, seconded by Board Member Columbus. Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 4.2 is HNHU Risk Management Update, HSS 24034. Back over to you, Ms. Page.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to just look to Director Syed Shah to present this report.
Thank you, Sarah. And through you, Madam Chair, I'll present the Haldimand and Norfolk Health Unit Risk Management Update Information Memo, Report HSS 24-034 to be received as information. In 2023, the Risk Management Registry was presented to the Advisory Committee and Board of Health. It was instructed that an update be provided annually to the Board of Health. The maintenance of Risk Registry is a requirement of the Ontario Public Health Standards. Attached is the updated Risk Management Registry report as of December 2023. As you can see, we have been able to make some changes which addresses and ultimately reduce some of the risks to the health unit. We have made significant progress in how personal health information is secured, and we continue to work on putting further measures in place. We continue to work on file digitization and retention. At the end of December 2023, there was much uncertainty about the merger. This poses a significant risk to the health unit. However, as things become clearer and communication occurs with the staff and community, the risk continues to be mitigated. As you can see, there is a significant risk to the health unit due to fax system and the challenges which this has posed. Health unit is continually working closely with IT to find a permanent solution, which we are hopeful will mitigate this significant risk. Thank you, and with this, I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thank you very much. Questions of Board of Health through to staff? Yes. Board Member Van Passen, then Columbus.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I did bring this up with Postal Services Advisory Committee, but I find it rather unusual that one of the new very high-risk thing is a lack of ability to use a fax machine. I thought I was old-fashioned and all that, but I guess that is a very important system still within the medical community, and I just don't understand why, but I do find that unusual.
Board Member Columbus.
Question, what is the risk, or what is the repercussions if we do not improve?
Yes, just to clarify, you mean the fax system?
No, I'm talking about being overly with risk is an issue.
So if, so there will be significant program risk, like we won't be able to meet our mandates, that's one. There can be some legal risks, like if we are unable to respond to some of the diseases of public health significance because of some risk, so that may constitute a legal risk. There are implications, I would consider them like the risk for our staff and for the management as well. So as a whole, ministry, and this is across Ontario, Ministry of Health advised us or recommend us to maintain this risk registry, review it on an annual basis, and present to Board of Health so that Board of Health can make some informed decisions.
But I guess, what is the penalty that we are subjected to if we do not improve upon our risk issues?
So
Like, what will the province do to us?
Ms. Page, do you want to jump in?
Thanks, Madam Chair. Just to clarify, so this is very similar to an emergency management package of how we look at all of the risks across the county and what could potentially happen. We have to have that risk registry done specifically in the area of public health. So it allows us to do more strategic planning, resource allocation, and let the province know that we have that on our radar. So there is no repercussions to what we're reporting of this is a high risk in our area, this is a high risk in this area. It's a way for them to look at what risks are out across the province and how people are addressing them differently. So where gas wells might be a high risk here, homelessness might be a higher risk in Toronto, or communicable diseases might be a higher risk where there's airports. So it's just a way for us to track the risks and how to address them moving forward.
So I guess what you're saying, nobody fails. Good, thanks. Just like school today.
Board Member Van Andriesch.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through you. I'm curious about the number 6, which is the lack of comprehensive staff scheduling systems to ensure coverage of the program needs. And of course, that's a risk because of the impact of hybrid work. And it's a curiosity to me in the health unit that we would have hybrid work. Is there, because the demands I would think would be, you would be here to address the needs of the people. When we say hybrid, do we mean like flexibility, or do we mean that some people do work from home in that particular department?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. So it's a mix of both. So as a background, this risk registry is for 2023. This staff scheduling started with COVID, where we have to deploy different staffs from different program areas to respond to COVID. And it continued when we went to hybrid working model, because we have to ensure staffing presence and management presence at different office locations. So if we would have a scheduling system, that would have been an easy. So what was happening, like we allocated during COVID one full-time FTE just to schedule staff for different program areas. But you can see that now that risk has shifted, like it was 20, but now it's only 9. So it's in yellow phase, so it's considered a low risk right now.
Apologies, I didn't have that wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's exactly what the graph is trying to show us. Now coming into March, we see that the risk factor has decreased, which is excellent. So, okay, perfect. I'd like it to decrease to 0, but hey, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, I'm seeing none. So the staff recommendation is to receive the report HSS 24034 as information. Moved by Board Member Duthie, seconded by Board Member Brunton. All in favor? Carried. Any other business from board members today? Okay, with that, I'm looking for a mover and a seconder to enter into closed session at 1:11 p.m. pursuant to the Municipal Act 2001 as amended, Section 239(2)B and D, to discuss matters pertaining to personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, and litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality or local board. Moved by Board Member Duthie, seconded by Board Member Huffman. All in favor? That is carried. We'll be back.
In Norfolk County, whether you're a longtime resident, new to the area, or simply visiting, do you know about the many services provided by Norfolk County? As a single-tier municipality, we provide services that our community uses every day, including water and fire protection, curbside garbage and recycling, road and sidewalk maintenance, and so much more. We also provide services needed at unique times in life, such as a marriage or business license, or a dog tag for your new companion. And the unique geographic features in Norfolk County, from farmland and forests to lakes and wetlands, means we also provide specialized services ranging from drainage applications to tree inspections. Wondering how to contact Norfolk County? Start with Service Norfolk. Our friendly team of agents is here to help. Reach us by phone at 519-426-5870 or 226 Norfolk from 8:30 to 4:30, Monday to Friday. Calling about an issue after hours? No problem. We have you covered. Prefer online? Email askus@norfolkcounty.ca anytime, or use our customer service portal at service.norfolkcounty.ca and get a reply right to your email inbox. Want to visit us in person? Come to one of our friendly customer service counters in Simcoe, Monday to Friday, or Delhi, Tuesday to Thursday. Service Norfolk, connecting you to Norfolk County services.
Hey Norfolk County, my name is Anna and I'm here to share some water safety tips to keep you and your family safe around the water. Knowing how to swim is a life skill and an essential part of staying safe and having fun. Swimming lessons are the best way to learn essential swim survival skills to recover from a fall into deep water. Think you're too old for lessons? There are programs designed for teens and adults as well. With so many lakes and rivers, Canadians of all ages are avid boaters. Always wear a life jacket, it could save your life. Never swim alone, regardless of age and skill level. Always swim with a buddy. A buddy can throw you a buoyant aid if you get into trouble. When possible, wade into unknown waters to prevent injury. Backyard pools are a great place to make family memories. But remember, if you are not within arm's reach of your child in and around the water, then you've gone too far. Drowning can occur in as little as 10 seconds and it is silent. Every drowning death is preventable. Take time to educate yourself and those around you to ensure you're staying safe and having fun around the water. For more information, visit norfolkcounty.ca/watersafety.
Soon after, members of council and I took our seats right here in council chambers last November, we began to plan the direction we'd like to see Norfolk County take over the next 4 years and beyond. A direction that builds on our strengths and sets a strong foundation in place for future generations. We looked outward to the people of Norfolk for input. We listened to you, the valued members of our community, from our sandy lake shores, our vibrant downtowns, our picturesque countryside, and our bountiful farmland. We engaged leaders from local businesses and community agencies. We gathered ideas from our team across the county. Based on what we've heard, we created Our Future Norfolk, a set of priorities that focuses on 5 key areas: empowering Norfolk, building Norfolk, connecting Norfolk, serving Norfolk, and sustaining Norfolk. These priorities, along with the initiatives and activities that drive them, will guide council and staff as we work together to serve you and all of the members of our community over the next 4 years. On behalf of Norfolk County Council and staff, we invite you to check out our website at norfolkcounty.ca/Our Future Norfolk and return frequently to learn more about our path to a vibrant and strong future for all of us, now and in the years to come.
Hi, I am Mohammed from Norfolk County Planning Department. We get a lot of questions at the Planning Department, and this video series will answer some of those. The first big question is, what is the official plan? Norfolk County's official plan describes Council's policy on how lands in our community should be used, managed, and developed. It is prepared with community input and helps to ensure the future planning and development will meet the specific needs of our community. An official plan includes issues such as where new housing, industry, offices, and shops will be located, and what services like roads, water mains, sewers, parks, and schools will be needed. It also defines when and in what order our community will grow and outlines community improvement initiatives. The official plan is approved by the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing in Ontario. The current official plan was adopted in 2016 with a goal to manage the growth of this county for the next 20 years. Residents can see Norfolk County official plan on our website at norfolkcounty.ca/official plan. What is a secondary plan? A secondary plan is a more detailed policy document embedded within the official plan to address the growth and development issues unique to a specific area of the county. For example, the lakeshore area in Norfolk County or a particular urban area with defined characteristics can be a secondary plan. As I mentioned, it is a more detailed policy document. It provides directions on where future development will occur with a guideline on density, road access, infrastructure services, different building types, building heights, or even design guidelines that are compatible to that specific area. In Norfolk County, there is only one secondary plan at this moment, which is the Lakeshore Special Policy Area Secondary Plan. The Port Dover Secondary Plan would be the second plan the county is working on at this moment. What does the land use designation of a property mean? Norfolk County's official plan also identifies how individual land or a group of lands will be used, and this is done by the land use designation. In Norfolk County, a lot of lands have been designated as agricultural. Some areas have been designated as hazard lands because of their specific natural features. An example would be the natural creeks, streams, rivers, or shoreline areas. Some lands have been designated as residential, commercial, or industrial to efficiently manage the growth of specific land use. Each land designation has rules about the kind of development allowed. The official plan uses growth management data to identify where and how much growth will occur in the next 20 years. In accordance with the provincial requirement, Norfolk County reviews and updates these growth areas every 5 years. What is the process of changing an official plan designation? A landowner can request to change the designation of the land through an official plan amendment application. This change requires a public hearing meeting and council's decision. A landowner needs to consult with a planner to get more information about this process and to identify the required documents they must submit. Any official plan amendment needs to conform to the provincial policy statement, which is a planning policy document that affects all municipalities across Ontario. This provincial policy statement is currently under review and may change in the future. To learn more about planning in Norfolk County, visit our website at norfolkcounty.ca/planning or contact the planning team at 519-426-5870 or 226 Norfolk, extension 1842, or email planning@norfolkcounty.ca. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Hannah from the Norfolk County Planning Department. We receive many questions at the Planning Department, and this video series will answer some of those, like, what types of planning applications are there? There are 4 main types of planning applications for different needs. First, there are minor variances and different types of severances. These are reviewed by Norfolk County's Committee of Adjustment. An example of a minor variance is when a garage is being built closer to a property line or is taller than what is permitted in the zoning bylaw. An example of a consent to sever is creating a new lot to allow for a new house. Second are zoning bylaw and official plan amendments that are considered at council. An example is changing the permission in an urban area to allow for a triplex where a single detached dwelling is permitted. Third are applications that Ontario's Planning Act gives Norfolk County's Planning Department authority to approve. For example, a draft plan of condominium or subdivision, which are types of applications which enable the division of land for future housing. And fourth are applications which rely on approval from another regulator, such as telecommunications towers and hazard land boundary line adjustments. As a resident, when do I need to submit a planning application? For the average homeowner, a planning application may be required if your project does not meet the requirements of the zoning bylaw or official plan, or your property falls under site plan control. The building department will let you know that a planning application is required. If you want to change the boundaries of your lot, create an easement, or create a new lot from your property, you will need to apply for a consent to sever with the planning department. What is a pre-consultation meeting? A pre-consultation meeting is the first step of a planning application and allows staff to clarify the application process and provide a checklist of documents required. A complete application can reduce the time required for review and decision-making. Applications that must undergo a pre-consultation meeting before the application can be submitted include official plan amendments, zoning bylaw amendments, draft plans of subdivision, draft plans of condominium, and site plan applications. A meeting may also be required for certain Committee of Adjustment applications. To learn more about planning in Norfolk County, visit our website at norfolkcounty.ca/planning or contact the planning team at 519-426-5870 or 226 Norfolk, extension 1842. You can also email planning@norfolkcounty.ca. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Hannah from the Norfolk County Planning Department. We receive many questions at the Planning Department, and this video series will answer some of those. A common question is, what is zoning? Zoning is a way of categorizing how land can be used. Norfolk County has identified through its zoning bylaw different land use zones, for example, commercial, agricultural, or residential, what they can be used for, and any required standards, for example, building size and location. Zoning must be maintained by any development or activity that has started from the date the zoning bylaw has been passed by the county. What is the process of changing a zoning bylaw? A common reason that residents are referred to the planning department is because their proposal does not meet the current zoning bylaw provisions. If a landowner wants to change the land use from what is permitted in the existing zoning, a change in the zoning bylaw would be required. For example, changing the permission from only a single detached dwelling to expand the permission to build a triplex. This is called a zoning bylaw amendment and it requires council's approval. A planning application known as a minor variance can be submitted for a minor change in the zoning bylaw, such as the height or size of a structure. Minor variances are reviewed by the Committee of Adjustment that is made up of citizen members who are appointed by council. The committee is governed by the Planning Act and holds public meetings to approve applications for minor variances and consents. A minor variance must meet the 4 tests to be approved. 1. The change is minor. 2. The development is desirable for the appropriate use of the land, building, or structure. 3. The change maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan. And 4. The change maintains the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw. What happens after a decision is made by the Committee of Adjustment? If the committee approves an application, the applicant and anyone else involved is notified. Certain parties can appeal a decision to the Ontario Land Tribunal within a 20-day appeal period. If no appeals are filed, the county issues notice that the decision is final. For minor variances, an applicant can now proceed with the building permit process. For severances, specific conditions must be met within 2 years, or the application will expire and the process will need to restart from the beginning. To learn more about planning in Norfolk County, visit our website at norfolkcounty.ca/planning or contact the planning team at 519-426-5870 or 226 Norfolk, extension 1842, or email planning@norfolkcounty.ca. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I am Mohammed from Norfolk County Planning Department. We've got a lot of questions here and this video series will answer some of those. What is a severance? Severance is a planning process to separate a piece of land from an existing lot, generally for the purpose of a new development within a new lot. There are 3 different common types of severances we receive in Norfolk County. The first one is when a piece of land is separated to create a new parcel of vacant land. For example, a landowner may have a large lot and wish to separate a piece of land from the original lot with the intention to sell the lot to a new owner. In that case, both lots need to comply with existing zoning requirements such as setbacks of any existing or new buildings from the property lines. The second one is a surplus farm dwelling severance. It happens when a landowner purchases additional farmlands and a residence on one of the properties is no longer required for their farming operation. In this case, the owner can sever the piece of land that contains the redundant residential dwelling. And the third kind of severance can be a boundary adjustment between 2 adjacent properties, where one property owner agrees to transfer a piece of their land to the other owner. There are various reasons we received a boundary adjustment severance, such as to allow additional lands, to accommodate a building construction, or to construct an extended septic system, or to resolve the setback deficiency of an existing lot. To learn more about planning in Norfolk County, visit our website at norfolkcounty.ca/planning or contact planning team at 519-426-5870 or 226 Norfolk, extension 1842, or email planning@norfolkcounty.ca. Thanks for watching. Hi, I am Mohammed from Norfolk County Planning Department. We've got a lot of questions here and this video series will answer some of those. What is a subdivision? If a landowner would like to divide their property into 3 pieces of land, they can submit a severance application that we explained earlier. Whereas a subdivision application is required when a landowner has a piece of land large enough to divide into more than 3 or 4 individual lots to build new houses or other kind of developments. The subdivision process generally requires a more in-depth review with a longer processing time to ensure that the development meets county's development standards. What is a condominium? A condominium, often known as a condo, is an ownership model where the building or group of buildings is divided into multiple units that are surrounded by common areas for circulation, servicing, or amenities such as parks and open spaces. The common areas are jointly owned and managed by the owners of the units. Residential condominiums are frequently constructed as apartment buildings and townhouses with private roads. Many shopping malls are also commercial condominiums in which the individual retail and office spaces are owned by businesses that occupy them, while the common areas of the mall are collectively owned by these business entities. A condominium corporation is often made up of condo unit owners who manage and operate the condominium complex. What is the difference between a subdivision and a condominium? One of the main differences between a subdivision and a condominium development is who is responsible for providing services such as water, wastewater, and road maintenance after the construction and occupancy of the dwellings or units. In a subdivision, the county takes responsibility for providing these services to individual lots. On the other hand, in a condominium, the county is only responsible to providing services up to the entry point of the development. The condominium is responsible for distributing services and the maintenance to the individual units. How are subdivisions and condominiums approved? To get approval for a subdivision or condominium, the landowner must apply for approval of a draft of the plan that shows how many lots are proposed, the lot size, how the lots will be accessed, including any new roads, and how the lots will be serviced for water and wastewater or other utilities. The planning team will provide guidelines to the landowner on the standards they need to comply with. Examples include road design, tree plantation, fencing requirements, and maintaining a buffer from any existing industrial or commercial sites, etc. Generally, the subdivision applications go to council for a decision, whereas most of the condominium applications are currently approved by the county staff under delegated authority. How are residents informed about a new subdivision? When a draft plan of a subdivision is approved, the neighbors receive an approval notice of the application. The neighbors have 20 days to appeal against the approval or refusal of the draft plan. Once the appeal period has expired, there is still a lot of work that needs to be done by the developer before beginning the construction. An approved draft plan of subdivision does not constitute a legal lot. It is merely a draft plan. Norfolk County must ensure that all lots are appropriately designed and serviceable through a subdivision agreement, and only then
Okay, welcome back. I'm looking for a mover and a seconder to reconvene in open session at 1:33 p.m. Moved by Board Member Vanadri, she's seconded by Board Member Michelli. All in favor? Carried. A couple things to report out on. HSS 24029, we have an open session recommendation that the closed meeting report, HSS 24029, be received as information, and that the Board of Health appoint Dr. Malcolm Locke as the interim acting medical officer of health, and further that the Board of Health direct staff to notify the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care, Deputy Minister of Promotion and Public Health Division, and the Chief Medical Officer of Health of the appointment of Dr. Malcolm Locke as the interim acting medical officer of health. Moved by Board Member Duthie, seconded by Board Member Huffman. All in favor? That is carried. The next item that HSS 24031 be received as information. Moved by Board Member Duthie, seconded by Board Member Columbus. All in favor? Carried. And find my page here. That the closed meeting report HSS 24033 be received as information. Moved by Board Member Huffman, seconded by Board Member Duthie. All in favor? That is carried. And I believe that's it for us, with the exception of our confirming bylaw. May I have a motion to approve the confirming bylaw BH, bylaw 2024-8BH? Moved by Board Member Michelli, seconded by Board Member Breton. All in favor? Sorry, I should read it. That bylaw 2024-HBH be a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Board of Health for the Haldeman Norfolk Health Unit at this regular Board of Health meeting held on the 3rd day of July 2024 be approved and signed by the chair and clerk and affixed with the corporate seal. All in favor? Carried. And Board Member Huffman moves adjournment at 1:35 PM, seconded by Board Member Duthie. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. And we'll be switching gears.